Two people, same salary, same city, same age. 10 years later, one has $200,000 in investments. The other has $200 in savings. The difference wasn't luck. It wasn't the stock market, a better job, or a wealthy family. It was something that costs nothing to change and takes less than a week to start. Most people who hear that assume it's motivation. It isn't. Motivation fades by Tuesday. What actually separates those two people is the set of invisible rules their brain runs automatically every time money appears. When a paycheck lands, when a purchase tempts them, when financial fear shows up. Those rules are called money defaults, and right now, yours are either building wealth or quietly draining it. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which mental blocks are holding your income in place, how to diagnose them in under 5 minutes, and a 5-step plan you can start this week to begin rewiring them. Step 1. Understand the income mirror. Your current income is not just a number. It is a financial score, and it reflects your current beliefs about money more accurately than any personality test ever could. Here is why that matters. Most people who want more money focus entirely on the score, get a raise, pick up extra hours, find a side hustle. But if the beliefs driving your financial decisions stay the same, the score resets. You have probably seen this happen. Someone gets a promotion, a real one, meaningful money, and 3 months later, their account looks exactly the same as before. Sometimes worse. The raise went to a bigger apartment, a better car, a few dinners they had been putting off. The score changed, the game didn't. This is not a discipline problem, it is a defaults problem. Your brain has been running the same financial software since you first formed opinions about money. Most of those opinions were built before you were 20. Until you update the software, the score will keep reflecting the same beliefs. The first action, this week, write down one sentence that finishes this thought. People who have money are, whatever comes out naturally without filtering is your baseline belief. That sentence is your starting mirror. Step 2. Run the 3-part self-diagnosis. There are 3 thought patterns that keep most beginners financially stuck. Not because they are stupid or lazy, but because these patterns are invisible until you name them. The first is this: money is for lucky people. If this one is yours, you will recognize it when opportunity shows up, and your first instinct is to explain why it probably will not work for you, specifically. The self-check question is simple. When you hear about someone your age who built real savings, is your first thought curiosity, or is it some version of they had an advantage I don't? The second pattern: I will start saving when I earn more. This one feels logical. It is not. Because the habit of saving is not a function of income, it is a function of priority. Someone saving $25 a month on a modest income is building the habit. Someone waiting for the right salary is building the delay. The self-check: have you told yourself you would start when things improved, and then when things improved, found a new reason to wait? The third pattern: rich people are just greedy. This one is the quietest and the most expensive. If part of you believes that accumulating wealth makes you a worse person, your brain will protect your self-image by keeping you from accumulating it. The self-check: does wanting more money feel slightly uncomfortable to admit out loud? You do not need all 3 to apply. Even one is enough to keep the mirror reflecting the same number. Step 3. Separate mindset from motivation. Here is the reframe that changes everything. People who build wealth are not more motivated than you. They are not waking up at 5 in the morning because they feel inspired. They are waking up because their default behavior, the thing their brain does automatically, points in a useful direction. A money default is what happens in your brain before conscious thought kicks in. When you get paid, what does your money do first? Spend, disappear into bills, or move somewhere intentional? That first automatic movement is your default. It was set by years of habit and belief, not by a single decision. The goal of mindset work is not to feel more motivated. It is to change what your brain does on autopilot. That is a much more achievable target because autopilot can be reprogrammed one default at a time. Step 4. The 5 reprogramming steps. Each one targets a specific default. First step: track one financial belief you catch yourself thinking this week. Just one. Write it down without judgment. Awareness is the precondition for change. You cannot update software you cannot see. Second step: replace the phrase, "I can't afford it," with how could I afford it? This is not about pretending you have unlimited money. It is about switching your brain from a closed statement to an open question. Closed statements stop thinking. Open questions activate it. One produces learned helplessness. The other produces problem solving. Third step, spend 10 minutes per week alone with your money, not to stress about it, to look at it. Check your account balance, review what you spent. Look at your goals. 10 minutes. The simple act of regular, calm attention to your finances changes your relationship with them faster than any budget template. Fourth step, automate $25 to savings. Not because $25 will make you wealthy, because the automation changes your default. Your brain stops experiencing saving as a decision made under pressure and starts experiencing it as simply what happens. That neurological shift is worth more than the $25 over time. Fifth step, stop comparing visible wealth. Cars, clothes, vacations, these tell you nothing about someone's net worth. Net worth is the number that matters, what you own minus what you owe. Two people can drive the same car. One owns it outright and has $40,000 invested. The other financed it and has $400 saved. The comparison that builds wealth is trajectory. Are you moving in the right direction, however slowly? If this is already shifting something in how you think about your money, the subscribe button is right there. This is what we cover every week, the real frameworks behind real financial progress, not just the headlines. Here's the thing almost no one tells you about mindset, work, and money. The delay itself has a price tag. Consider two people. Both earn the same income. Person A starts putting $100 a month into an index fund, a fund that tracks the broader stock market at 25 years old. They do it because they believe it is possible and worth starting now. Person B hears the same advice, but waits until they feel more financially stable, more confident, more ready. Assuming a 7% average annual return, which is the historical average for broad market index funds after inflation, Person A at 65 has approximately $260,000 from that $100 a month. Person B, starting 10 years later with the same amount, has approximately $120,000. The gap is $140,000. The only variable was the belief that it was worth starting. The mindset delay is not motivational. It is mathematical. Every year you wait to believe you can build wealth, you pay a compound interest penalty on that disbelief. That is what the income mirror is actually reflecting, not just your habits, but the cost of waiting to change them. If you are starting from zero right now, no investments, minimal savings, maybe some debt, here is your first move, and it is not the one most people expect. Do not open a brokerage account this week. Do not build a budget template. Do the belief audit first. Finish that sentence from earlier. People who have money are, and sit with the answer honestly for 24 hours. Because if the answer undermines your right to build wealth, every practical step you take after it will eventually hit that wall, then automate $25. Not because the amount matters yet, because the automation proves to your own brain that you are someone who saves, and that identity shift is the foundation everything else gets built on. The two people from the beginning of this video did not diverge because one got lucky. They diverged because one changed their defaults early, and the other kept waiting for a feeling that was never going to arrive on its own. Here is the one thing worth repeating to someone else after this video. Your income will always reflect your beliefs about money until you change the beliefs first. That is not inspiration. That is the mechanism. And the 5 steps in this video are the beginning of working on the mechanism instead of just complaining about the score. If this one connected, the next video goes deeper into the first practical system you build once the beliefs are in place. It is right there when you're ready.